The Coliseum was a place where the best of the best threw down to see who would be the last standing. Some contestants came from nothing, just to rise to the top. What if I started with the bare minimum in Elestrals, just enough packs to make a legal deck? I would clash with other casters with the eventual goal of winning a tournament. Every win would reward a single randomized pack to upgrade my deck, with other rewards along the way. Will I be the last caster standing? It's time to enter the Coliseum. Alright friends, welcome back to the Coliseum. We are here for episode 25, game 1 against TrailTheGod from the Elestrals Discord. Big shout out to him, had a blast playing with him, really cool dude. Yeah, just had a great time. So anyways, hopping right into game 1 here, I did win the die roll and decided to go first. I will start with casting a Sprouter and defense searching an artifact here. Yeah, sorry, I'm kind of all over the place right now. I've been recording quite a few videos, trying to get a little bit ahead, so that way I can, kind of get on a schedule. I've been on somewhat of a schedule here the past, few months, just kind of, it would be like a Saturday, then a Sunday. I would like to just continuously be able to upload once a week on Sunday, at least for these, aside from the pack openings. That is the goal, so trying to get a little bit ahead right now, and that's got me kind of all over the place right now because I've been doing a lot of recording, but anyways, with the Sprouter, we searched a Necklace of Harmonia, set a back row pass. We will see an Expend a Draw, set 2 from Trail over there, and really excited to see that. Actually, that lets us make sure we keep our Sprouter on board right here, and while kind of not necessarily doing a damage, but still being able to take one spirit away. We will go ahead and cast out a Moss Station right here. Moss Station is a 4/1 +2 attack for every earth enchanting it, and then in the end phase, if it attacked, it goes to defense. We will see a Gorgon's Gaze accidentally flipped right there. We'll act like we didn't see that. The correct card will be flipped, though. That is a PTA on the Moss Station. So Moss Station will go down to a 2 attack. Kind of completely fine with this. Moss Station still gets a damage, and it was only going to be a 1 defense anyways after its effect triggers, so kind of fine just to take out the PTA and do the extra couple spirits worth of damage along with it. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and swing for the 2 damage. We did set another backer this turn. Swing for the 2 damage, and we will pass the turn back over. So really, really good start for me here in this one. Trail's already down to 15, I want to say, while we should be like 18-ish, I believe. So we're ahead. We have more board presence, so feeling pretty good in this one. We will see a set on Trail's side right there, and then we will see a Champ Galaxy hit the board right here. So Champ Galaxy, actually completely fine with the Galaxy in this position, because if it's correctly enchanted, triggers its effect, my Sprouter becomes a 5. And then I don't think he really wants to crash with it, so we will see a Wind Enchanted Galaxy, and then we will see a Island of Aeolia played. So pretty cool right here. The Galaxy will go up to a 3/6 off of that. And okay, there will be a swap to defense. Yeah, the cast was meant to be in defense, so no big deal right there. That is completely fine with me. I will take play right here. I do have the Forge in hand. We'll go ahead and cast out that Forge right here, destroying the Aeolia. Feel pretty good about that. And then we see a Kinleo, so Kinleo hitting the board right here. Kinleo also will be met with a second PTA. Once again, completely fine with this. We will Kinleo effect Nexus 1 to the Sprouter. We will pop the Galaxy, and then we will target the Galaxy. That will be met with a Gorgon's Gaze. So once again, completely fine with this right here, being able to clear all the back row. Unfortunately, won't be able to kill the whale right here, and we will lose our Kinleo. This is where I started making some misplays, I believe, right here. So you guys see I have the 2 cards set in the back row. I do remember one of them is a Chains of Prometheus, and that is super unfortunate because I really wanted to keep this Sprouter around for reasons you guys will see here in a little bit. I kind of forgot while I was going through this turn. I was just so excited that I had all the pieces to do everything here that I kind of spaced that I even had the chain set. So I will go with the necklace here onto the Sprouter, it looks like, in order to just clear the whale. A bit weird here. Yeah, I really screwed this one up here. I do put the 2 fire spirits on the necklace in case I'm able to flip the chains at this point. I can kind of make them do 2 times the work. This is super unfortunate right here, though. I really misplayed watching this pack now. We will see a few spirits healed up off of the Ambro right here. I believe I did pay out the 2 spirits in the end phase for the necklace as well. So Sprouter sitting on the board right here is an 8 attacker. Kind of completely fine with this. We will see a Rise from the Ashes right here. So the one of it does show up. A bit unfortunate for me. I don't think there's any like crazy targets in his underworld, so I'm kind of okay with it. And then obviously he's way lower than I am right now, so we'll see here shortly what the target is. I think the only thing I've killed this game was Champ Galaxy? Yeah, we will see the Champ Galaxy come back down. So at Champ Galaxy, this is a bit weird right here. We will see it correctly enchanted, so it can trigger its effect to swap the stats of the Sprouter and itself. So Sprouter will become a 3/8 after the Galaxy effect. And then we will see an ascension into the Champ Chrysler right here. Oh, this is very unfortunate at this point. Champ Chrysler is kind of just a vanilla, but we really wanted to keep this Sprouter around. And unfortunately, with the Rise targeting the Galaxy triggering its effect, I don't think there's a way we'll be able to keep this Sprouter around. So looking at the back right here, I want to say it was the Chains and then the Dense Fog, I believe, was the other set. So there's just nothing I can do right here. Super unfortunate. I went in way too hard last turn and kind of misplayed too. Like, it's so unfortunate. I really should have just kept the necklace in hand and sat behind. Well, I mean, if I sit behind the whale and just don't do anything, or I guess sit in front of the whale and don't do anything, then the Rise never comes out and he still gets to ascend anyways. So I guess I still made the right play in forcing out the Rise. But yeah, just super unfortunate here. We are behind in this clash now, not in terms of spirits, but in terms of tempo, and we will see an expended draw right there. Super unfortunate. If the misplay was I probably should have just chained, I should have chained the PTA, I think, would have been the correct play. Because that would have allowed my Kinleo to stick around, and then I would have Nexus. Even if it gets Gaze and I can't pop, then I can go Necklace and still get over the whale. Next turn he goes, does the same thing. I still have my Kinleo on the board, and he has to take out, probably the Kinleo being the bigger threat, has to take that out, which leaves my my Sprouter enchanted with the necklace, or empowered with the necklace on board. So yeah, it took me a minute to think through that right there, but anyways, there was I believe a direct attack with the Chrysor on his turn, pass it back over. I will go with the Drops of Leaf right here, and now you guys will see, yeah, that's the most unfortunate thing you've ever seen. I had to shuffle back the Earthquake right here because I'm a big dum-dum, and I only have 3 Earth Spirits, and turn 1 I went Sprouter, turn 2 I went Moss Station, and that's where another misplay comes in. I could have just correctly, or misenchanted, not correctly enchanted, I could have misenchanted the Moss Station. There's no reason I really needed it. I was planning on attacking with it anyways, and there was nothing on the board, so I could have just, you know, fire enchanted it. That also would have kept it kept it in attack position instead of forcing it in end phase to potentially switch to defense. So, which also would have kept the second Earth Spirit in my Spirit deck for the Earthquake. So, I just really screwed up so many times in this clash right here. Kind of deserve a loss on this one. We'll see what ends up happening right here. I believe I'm still ahead on spirits. But I will go ahead and cast out a Sluggle right here after the drops. Draw 3. Heal my 3 spirits, and I'll pass. We do see another Chrysor come down right here. Or no, this is a Sorlet. This is Champ Sorlet right here. So Champ Sorlet, unfortunately, I can't really do anything. I can... yeah, just have to let the attack go through right there. Champ Sorlet effect will trigger searching the Sorlet. I do want to say I had the Dense Fog, so like as soon as the cast of Sorlet happened, I could have Dense Fogged right there, potentially. I don't know exactly if I had spirits left for the Dense Fog, but something I could have done that would have stopped the Ascension right here. Unfortunately, don't have anything to do about this. Chrysor will hit the board, second Chrysor will hit the board, and I will have to take 4 spirits of damage right here on this turn. So yeah, just a multitude of fuck-ups right here in this one, really. There's so many things I could have done differently. Feel like I should have won this clash. There's the owl right there, so I did have the dense fog play alive for sure. Probably in this one, I think I just wanted to consider spirit. That's probably just the wrong call. I mean, I know I can't earthquake right here. The only thing that gets over that Chrysor is like exactly Eddy. Maybe, I guess, Galaxy 2 because it's water enchanted. So depending on what the back row is, I do have a couple outs in deck still. But yeah, if I would just play this one a little bit differently, and I'll just go ahead and scoop right here. Yep. So we see the chains and the dense fog. Didn't have anything in hand. Had a Necruff, but obviously that's not going to do anything. Tornado, Volcaries, yep, just way too late to do anything. So the misplays got me in this one. This will be, what, this is 7 and 47, I believe, at this point. So 4 loss streak right here. Working towards a pity pack, also working towards another counter rune wheel spin. So, yeah, bit unfortunate here. Let's just hop over to game 2. Alright, we are here for game 2, episode 25, coming off game 1, a lot of misplays, getting pretty down on myself about it, but no excuses really, just gotta play better. But anyways, I think we won the die roll here and opted to go first again, so we'll do exactly that. We'll cast out a Jolton, search for the Forge. Pretty decent start for me right here, being able to get the Forge in hand. We know he has the Island of Aeolia in the deck, so being able to hold on to a Forge for potential Nexus plays, also for Stadium Wars, feels very good to get that off turn 1. So we'll go ahead and add the Forge to hand and then set to back row. Pass play over to Trail. Just now looking at that beautiful Pent mat, I really need to get one of those. I'm kind of like a sucker for mats. I really like to get a bunch of the cool Elestrals mats. That's one I need to get. I think that was a Kickstarter one, so I definitely probably have to check eBay at this point. But yeah, we will see a Hydrake come down right here. Hydrake, pretty on theme with the mat. Kind of annoying right here. I will let the attack go through. This will trigger the Hydrake effect to special cast the Twindra from deck. And I want to say I had a shield set right here, and so my thought process was, I didn't remember if Hydrake, which I could have just asked this in the clash. I think I actually did at one point, but at the time I didn't remember if Twindra could be, or if the Hydrake effect could cast the Twindra from hand. And so my thought process was to bounce the Twindra instead of bouncing the Hydrake. That way it couldn't just be casted down the next turn. Like even if Hydrake could cast it, which obviously I do know that now it can cast from hand. But anyways, it wouldn't just be castable on itself. It'd just be a dead card in hand, essentially, as long as I kept tempo. So we'll pay out the 3 right there to bounce the Twindra to hand. Still have a set back row as well. Trail also has a set back row. So feeling pretty good about this one. I will go ahead and run out a Sprouter right here. Sprouter effect will search the artifact. It is met with a poison-tipped arrow. So, but unfortunate right there. That means we are going to lose tempo right here. Also kind of fine with it though, because that'll take Sprouter just down to a 1 attack, so I still will be able to swing for the damage. And then Trail will pay out the PTA in the end phase. So I'll add the necklace to hand, Sprouter will die in the end phase, and I'll pass play back over. So kind of okay in this one, feeling pretty good, feeling like we're in a good spot in this one. We will see an Ash Rabbit come down. And I do not have a response to that, so Rabbit will look at 3, add 1 to hand. Yeah, let's see, what did I say? We are 7 and 47 now, so getting pretty close to 50 losses. I did want to do something special for, not necessarily 50 losses, but like, we're past 50 games played at this point. I want to do something special for like 100 games in total played. I don't know exactly what that is. If you guys have any thoughts on that, definitely leave them down below in the comments. I'm thinking like, I don't know, maybe we get like something from a tournament pack or something, like, I don't know, maybe we stay on theme with wheel spins. I don't know. If you guys have any comments, let me know. I got a couple episodes to figure that out, so, or actually wait, that would be 100 total games. We got a lot of episodes to figure that out. Let's see, I went out, yeah, Trail passed right there with no back row. I casted an Eddy, which was the perfect counter to the Rabbit, switched the Rabbit to attack, swing over it. Unfortunately, we will see a second Hydrake right here. Very unfortunate for me that Trail has the second Hydrake right here. I don't remember exactly what my other back row is. I want to say it was a Dense Fog again, I think. And I was asking, yeah, because I was asking right here, like, how it's worded if it could cast the Twinger from hand. So yeah, this is where I was getting the actual clarification. Once I found out that it could, I did go Dense Fog in the battle step, suppressing the Hydrake that way. It couldn't special out the Twindra. So, feeling pretty good about that one as well. Unfortunately, we do lose our Eddy, but we stop the second Hydrake from triggering its effect. So, using our tools, our limited tool sets to play around the Pentair feels pretty good. So, we'll go ahead and cast out a Galaxy right here. Swing for a single damage. Trail will take that. We'll pass it back over. So, as long as like the third Hydrake doesn't hit the board right here, we're in a pretty solid spot. Also assuming that's not like a gaze set, because if he gets like Champ Sorlet or something crazy, or Rise from the Ashes, that's so bad for me. Rise from the Ashes hits the board right here. Trail is getting pretty low on the spirit side of things, but the Rise will allow him to, I'm assuming, bring back the Hydrake, or one of the two Hydrakes that are in there. And yep, that's exactly what he will grab. So Hydrake will come down right here. Hydrake will crash itself into the Galaxy, triggering its effect to bring out the Twindra. The Twindra will then crash with the Galaxy. I will take 1 damage, and then that will trigger to bring out the Pentair. Oh, so unfortunate. We were doing so good in this clash. Still a chance. It's not completely over just yet. We do have... well, I think probably exactly like 1 out to this in the form of Earthquake. And then interestingly enough, we will see the, I think it's Caduceus, something like that, of Hermes hit the board right here. That will empower the Twindra. I don't know if it does any stat changes or anything, but it basically says when the Elestral that it's empowering dies in battle, you can special cast an Elestral from the Underworld, I think is the wording. I don't know if it has to be wind. Maybe it might be locked to wind. But we will see a Hydrake come back from the Caduceus effect right there, and then we will see the Twindra effect resolve as well, specialing the Pentair from deck with water. And I obviously don't have any response right here, so I will go ahead and start getting the spirits ready to expend on the attacks. This will be 4 spirits worth of damage right here. So we do have cards, and let's see. We know we have the Forge in hand as well. So we have Kinleos in hand. We have ways to deal with this depending on what the back row is. So really just need to hope that we get one right here. We also, I want to say, I think he's on 1. Okay, we do see the Forge right here. And we do see the Stoke the Forge right here. I believe that Stoke was the top deck, actually, which was insane because that just lets us search out our Kinleo. So, assuming this back row is nothing, we might be completely fine right here, depending on what the back row is. Go ahead and grab the Kinleo. I want to say also that we had the Tunic in hand because every game that we play, we end up with the Necklace and the Tunic in hand. I swear, it never fails. But anyways... we have a potential play where we could, like, even if we didn't get the Kinleo, we could, like, Tunic down the Hydrake, try to swing over. Depending on what the back row is, we will go ahead and cast out the Kinleo right here. And, yep, he doesn't even want to deal with it. He will just go ahead and immediately shotgun the Gaze right here, paying off of the Kinleo, which is even more unfortunate for us because now we don't have a potential Tunic target to force him to expend. So... trying to think if there's anything else I can do right here, but I don't have any back row to protect me, so we kind of just have to pass right here, unfortunately. And that will allow the Pentair to swing over the Kinleo for 2. So, once again, we still have outs in the deck. It's just becoming less likely that we will see them at this point. We will see the Pentair kill. Looking back at this, though, Trail probably should have let me resolve the Kinleo Nexus first. That way, I would have lost the Forge, which would have stopped a second Kinleo from coming down. I would have taken 1 less damage, but at this point, I think that probably would have been better. Unfortunately, right here, we're going to have to scoop again. So, yep, of course, like I said, we have the Hephaestus and both artifacts in hand as well as the Volcaries. Yeah, I mean, if we had more spirits in deck, getting the Volk up with the Hephaestus, putting the necklace on our Volcaries, and the tunic on the Pentair would have been enough, but that would have taken so many fire spirits. But Yeah, a bit unfortunate. We will take another L right here. This is the 5th loss in a row, 7-48 after this one. So we'll go ahead and do a wheel spin in this one, just to see what pity pack we're gonna get. So you guys at least get something. So we'll go ahead and hop over to the wheel. Alright friends, we are back here at the wheel today, the pity wheel. Unfortunately, we have lost 5 straight. Actually very unfortunate. I feel like there's a lot of misplays, actually. I feel like there's a lot of misplays in my past 5 games that I definitely should have played a little bit better in those games. But anyways, we are here nonetheless. So we'll go ahead and spin, see what pack we're going to get. And it looks like we're going to be getting another lunar pack here. So we will jump right over to the opening. Alright friends, we spun lunar, so we get 1 new lunar pack here today. We'll go ahead and pick this one. I've only got 1 more left after this one, just started with the 3 from each bundle. So we get some more cards right here. Get Spectaris, Drakid, we've seen these all before, Draking, Navi, Fawnlet, and we get an Artemis in this one. Actually pretty cool. I don't know... Artemis probably won't make the build right now, but having like the Fawnlet Artemis is pretty cool. And then obviously getting the Spec, the Nobby, honestly even the Draking, like a second one, kind of cool. So probably won't make any changes to the deck right this second for the next couple clashes that you guys are going to see, but I will be thinking about some potential changes. And then I will also go update the spreadsheet so you guys can see what is going on with the collection. Okay, so looking at the collection, did go ahead and add the Drakid, Fawnlet, Navi, Spec, Draking, Artemis. So added the new cards here into the collection. I don't have enough time with how quickly I'm recording these last couple, or this episode and then the next episode, to make an update to the deck just yet. So I did just go ahead and add everything here. Yeah, so next option becomes, we're going to do lunar in all caps, because I think we're at the point where we can start to lean more into lunar stuff. So I don't know exactly what's going to have to come out of the deck. Let's look. So we want to keep the majority of our fire stuff here. I think we want to keep our water stuff. At least some of it. Like Dratagua can probably go at this point. Trying to figure out what else I don't know exactly. I think Dratagua goes. I think maybe some earth stuff. Honestly, maybe just all of the earth except for like Sprouter at this point, because like I really think the other Draking goes in as well. And we keep our fire core, we keep water, we go up on lunar and play into like a fire Draking list. I think that's probably what this lunar line cell reads right here. That's exactly what this means. But yeah, anyways, also I also just realized I'm a dummy, and I've been saying episode 25 this whole game when this is episode 26. So my apologies there. Everything will be titled correctly, but yeah, once again, big dumb over here. Yeah, anyways, if you guys have any more ideas, here's the collection. Feel free to... Let me make this a little bit bigger. It's not shift. There it is. So you guys can kind of see stuff a little bit more clearly. Let me know if you guys have any ideas that I'm not seeing in the comments below. If you enjoyed, please leave a like. Please subscribe. Closing in on 50 subscribers right here. I want to say I'm at 46 currently, so it'd be really cool to see 50 and then hopefully eventually 100. Yeah, I'm having a blast with the series. I hope you guys are having a blast watching the series. But yeah, until next week, we'll see you then.